Hey guys, just a real quick market update for you guys because I think that there's a very volatile move in store for Bitcoin fairly soon here. We're at a very important level in the market, in my opinion, and a lot of you are well aware that this would be our downward sloping trend line dating all the way back towards our all time high at 69,000. And you guys know that I've been quite vocal about a whole bunch of reasons why I think that the bottom could potentially be in here, and just why I think that this level is such an important level for the market. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, be sure to check out the link down below for my Bitcoin cheat sheet video. I go over this chart in detail, and there's a lot of information there, which leads me to think that, the bottom of the bear market could be in. But yeah, just looking at this trend line, something that I want you guys to pay attention to is how often we're starting to test it. So yes, we are currently trading at resistance. It wouldn't be all too uncommon to see us get some sort of a rejection, but it's interesting how much we're starting to tap away at that resistance. I mean, we've tested this line now 3 times in 1 month, and before we weren't seeing this type of action for months at a time. I mean, anytime that we were going to touch this trend line, you can see just how long it is since we get back to it. So the fact that we're starting to tap away at it more and more, we're really coiling up here, getting to kind of an apex of this triangle or downtrend line, whatever you want to call it. I think that if we break above it, we could see quite a volatile move. There is definitely a whole bunch of resistance above us. That is something that I can't ignore, you guys. I mean, there's no easy way to say this, that even if Bitcoin does have a breakout, yes, absolutely, there's a ton of resistance above us and absolutely anything can happen. But I've been quite vocal about a whole bunch of reasons why I am quite bullish. That being said, guys, if we do get this breakout, don't FOMO, don't, sorry, I gotta be careful how I word this, but be careful about FOMO, because I think that if we go even into a longer time frame, let's say a weekly scale here, I think that there's always the possibility that even if we get a strong breakout, I don't think it's necessarily like full on bull market on or anything like that. I could absolutely see reason to believe that, you know what, we would pull back and get some kind of a retest after the breakout, or even within a few weeks, and getting something even lower into this support box would really convince a lot of people that, you know what, it's bear market on. We're just having a continuation to the downside. But I wouldn't be all too surprised if we would come back and get a retest of this level and then use that as a springboard. Obviously, we're going to have to see what happens. But yeah, I don't know. All in all, you guys know I've been quite bullish. My daily chart here with my MDX algo indicators here, I just have so many different bullish divergences. If I go onto the oscillator 5 indicator, we have a bullish divergence up here. I have all these bullish divergences on the Algo 3 indicator. The oscillator 5 just has a whole bunch of bullish divergences in that. The RSI just has this massive bullish divergence, and all of this is just happening at the same support box that I outlined. I've had this mapped out ever since we set this bottom here. I love setting support boxes like that. When we see that we have some kind of a low, I love to just make a box of the wicks and then watch how it's respected from there. And one of my favorite trades to make, if I'm looking for long, is that support box with a bunch of bullish divergences. Even if I'm wrong, it's a trade that I'm willing to take over and over because it does play out so well for me. Of course, none of this is financial advice. Always do your own research, form your own opinions, and backtest your own trade systems. I'm just telling you kind of how my eyes catch the market, and of course, anything can happen in the market. The economy's a mess, but I'm a guy who I just know that there's a chance I don't understand economics perfectly, so I'm going to stick to what I know. I'm going to play the odds on the charts, and this is one of those trade setups that I quite often end up taking from a long position. And that's just why I'm looking at things bullishly on a macro scale. Of course, these are daily and weekly charts I've been pointing out, other than that first one, which was just an hourly chart. So these things can take a long time to play out. It doesn't have to be today or anything, but I just think that a volatile move could be looming, just because that is such an important trend line. And whether that's, you know what, we get a breakout to the upside, even some kind of retest and take off from there, setting higher highs and higher lows, or you know what, we've just had this little fake out maybe on a very micro scale and we absolutely just dump. But you guys know I've been quite vocal. I am going to be bullish until this support box drops. Absolutely. If we drop this box and we flip it into resistance, all my analysis goes out the window and it's back to the drawing board, and then I can start trading with a bearish bias if I need to or whatever. Things will change at that time. But support is support until it's broken, so I'm just going to stick with that for now. Looking at this weekly chart on the logarithmic chart, this is the Algo 3 as well. These blue dots are the Stoch RSI divergences. And quite often they have got very big market moves. I mean, this one down here, this was almost a 300% pump. Even this one that was quite small, I believe was 50%, 40%, something like that. Here it called the market top, just warning that things might be taking a turn for the worse. And you know what? Bitcoin was cut in half there. Then it pumped, it doubled, got over 100% pump there. Even this one, a very small bullish divergence move, it was still over a 30% move. So I think the fact that we're getting one of these now on this weekly chart alongside this other signal here, which that's a whole nother thing both these indicators are showing. We have not seen that signal since Bitcoin was around 200 US dollars. So that's something I don't want to take lightly as well. Obviously, it could still dump a little more after that, but it's starting to hint that, you know what, things could be oversold as hell, and it's time to start thinking about, you know what, buying the dip might not be such a bad time, rather than buying the dip at 60K and ignoring this one. So there's just a whole bunch of, you know what, bullish divergence on the RSI there as well. Just a lot of things going at a level that I've been talking about now for, I think I've been talking about this level for a couple of months at this point on my channel. Another thing I want to point out is the DXY. This is a very hot topic in the crypto space. You all know that. Yes, it's been absolutely parabolic. This is a monthly chart. This is a ton of data, you guys. This is 20 years of chart activity here. And you know that I love pulling Fibonacci's. And you know what? Yes, I do love the 618 and the 786 fibs. But quite often, I have been pointing out lately, we've been testing and respecting the 886 quite often. And to see that on this massive scale, how close we got to the 886, as well as retesting this massive channel, which is also over 10 years of data. I mean, there's a lot of confluence right here, and it would make sense for a pullback. Yes, it looks bullish as hell, and you know what? If it breaks out and respects this as a support flip, then look out, crypto. Yes, we do have this other resistance up here, but I think this would be a kind of a scary level to find support at. But until it does, again, resistance is resistance until it's broken. And I always outline why I like these levels and how well they're respected quite often. So I just think it makes a lot of sense. And if the DXY does get this pullback from it's clearly being overextended, you know, I think that would do great things for crypto. I think let's put it this way. The DXY has been absolutely pumping, and it's been parabolic, and Bitcoin has actually been trading sideways. It's been holding its value way better than other global currencies. So, you know, what happens if the DXY loses its strength? Well, Bitcoin was already kind of keeping up to it, technically. You know, that could be an explosive move if the DXY loses that edge on crypto. So that's just something else that I wanted to bring to your attention. But yeah, anyways, guys, I should get this video out to you. Obviously, on a micro time frame here, it does look like we're getting rejected from that resistance. But again, we're just not getting a super harsh rejection yet. I mean, this is a 5 minute, so take it for what it is. And you know what? We're actually testing this little uptrend line if you want to really get micro analyzing things here. But yeah, I just, once again, we're starting to test this resistance line so much and not getting near as violent of reactions. I do think it's only a matter of time until it breaks. So we're really going to have to keep our eyes on that level, you guys. Anyways, guys, obviously none of this has been financial advice. Always do your own research, form your own opinions, do your own back testing, find what works for you and what your eyes catch in the charts. But if you did appreciate my take on the market, you know what to do. Be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. And with that, I'm out. Stay safe, my friends. Peace.